Hello and welcome back, everybody, to Let's Play 35 plus years of Advanced Squad Leader. It is nearly the end of the year, and it's kind of fitting that at this point we are now solidly, in 1940 at this point. So, making a lot of progress, a lot of good progress. Very happy to see that. And as always, I usually say it at the end, but thank you, everybody who's been watching, commenting, posting, all that sort of stuff. It's fun to have people participate in all this. Even if people are just lurking, just watching along, whatever. It's fun to have this go out to people. Um, Speaking to about going out to people, this is a maybe not rare at this point, but a Finnish versus Russian scenario where the Finns are the ones attacking and the Russians are the ones defending. We have a very interesting scenario where the Russians are essentially set up in a little village, and their tanks. They have a bunch of tanks, but their tanks may not be in necessarily the best shape. So a lot of things to cover with regards to special scenario rules, but suffice to say that this is a critical hit scenario, and one of the reasons why I am playing this solo rather than burdening Rutan with some more shenanigans. Now, the scenario setup for this is it's a little strange. There is a snow version of this map somewhere, very similar to the last time we played a total access pack scenario on the boards with MC on them. They, for whatever reason, Vassal does not have the snow versions, and you can't convert one to the other. So just kind of what happens, which is, like I said, a little unfortunate, but we'll make do. Secondly, about this scenario, so the scenario card would make you believe that this is a bigger map, but that is false. MC5 is just this, what looks to be like a half map in terms of width, but double in height. So very similar to the B boards or whatever that MMP published not too long ago at this point. So the Russians set up in this village. All their infantry must set up in building hexes. This also applies to something else, and we'll get to that rather shortly. The Finns come in from off board. They can choose any board side. However, paradoxically, they must pick the tanks that come in with the Finns. So the Finns get some pretty rare tanks. They're all Russian, but they have different guns on them, which I don't know if that's if whatever, because they're labeled as T-26s. So I don't. I'm sure they regun them, but I don't recall the exact circumstances offhand, which is unfortunate. And some of them were downgraded to 37s. There is an issue with the counters. I say an issue, but honestly, it's the way that Critical Hit does their stuff. So in ASL, there is short barrels, long barrels, etc. Presumably, this is written somewhere in Critical Hit's other counters. However, the scenario card that I have uses two different vehicle counter diagrams or layouts, and they are neither of them are standard to ASL. So go figure. So as a result, the Russian tanks are listed as having 45Ls, and that's written down. The Finnish tanks are written as having a 45 and a 37, as we can see, but there's no size to the gun written. Now, because that's the case both on the 37 and the 45 does not have a different version of the gun, so I have to assume that a lack of any symbol means that it's a long version, and thus 37L, because there is a 37 short, but there's no 37 regular. So we'll just go with that and play it by ear. It probably won't matter, but it's handy to point these things out for anybody who's trying to If you get a scenario card but you don't get the counters, or vice versa, these are the sort of things that you want to look out for. Okay, so like I said, the fins come in from any one map edge. The tanks must enter via a road hex or using the same road hex, which is a problem because one, technically you could come in from the right side of the board, but if you're doing that, you must come in on Q7, which, then there's the river is technically frozen, but I don't think that's really something you want to chance. Seems very silly to do that. Um, Technically, the north edge has no legal entry for the tanks because they have to use a road hex. But maybe if there's no road hex, you can enter off anywhere. Don't know how that's supposed to work. West edge, you've got some options, although, again, I don't know why this map isn't cropped. It doesn't tell you to crop it because there's no reason to ever come in up. The upper half of the board is wasted, essentially. Um, so I picked the bottom board, and I'm going to enter from the bottom left. Just make this speedy and see if the Finns can get their victory condition real quick. It's 5.5 turn scenario, so it's not that long. Very low unit count, as you can probably imagine. EC for the scenario is snow, no wind at start. Pretty typical for the time. Ground snow, so no deep snow, but there is still some extra movement points to be paid if you're going uphill. It does say all APSR rules are in play. These are Axis Pack special rules. For all intents and purposes, there's no real difference between what it's asking and what it's saying. If I had support weapons, and they had a certain listing on them, technically they would be the Hungarian versions rather than German. But I don't think the two that I have in my loadout are German anyways. So nothing to really worry about there. Frankly, they could have not had APSR rules in play and it wouldn't change anything. Next up, we have SSR2, which just states that the three T26E45 and T26E37 AFV models are found in Finland at war. There is a typo here. So either the scenario pack is Yatkasoka or Yaktasoka. Pretty sure it's the former, not the latter. But like it's Jatkosota. Pretty sure it's that. So they typoed their own scenario, which is cool. You'd figure they would have caught that one. All finished vehicles are treated as having red movement points, which they already do. Anytime they use start movement points on a starting die roll of 9 to 11 results in a stall, which is very similar to Russian vehicle note M. Essentially, Russians' early war, which I think we've been forgetting, but it hasn't really come up, is that if you roll 11 instead of 12, you stall. So you don't break down, but you do suffer some penalties. So the Finns are going to be punished here if they try to start and stop a bunch. All Finnish personnel have Molotov capability. All Finnish personnel have winch camouflage and are ski capable. The Finns can also generate tank hunter heroes. I probably won't. I already have 2 heroes. That is honestly enough. All Russian AFVs begin play abandoned. This is the really big one. And then after all setup is done, but before play begins, you make a die roll for each AFV in play. Quizzically, it says die roll 2 die because it's capital letters, but it says on a DR lowercase, which would imply a single die. So on a 1, the crew is set up, crew exposed. On a 2, the tank is set up, button up. On a 3, it is abandoned and its crew is placed at ground level of a building location per the Russian set of instructions. You can't have a turret that is pointing in a direction that is not the hull. So essentially what I've done here is I've already placed or pre-placed all of the infantry. So don't have to worry about that. It's really just going to be a matter of rolling for them, and then they'll, we'll figure it out. One thing I'm not 100% sure here is if a vehicle is abandoned, technically there should be nobody inside, and I don't know if that means that a vehicle can be concealed because it doesn't have an owner. So it's something that I'll look into it because annoyingly it's not clear about it. It makes a big difference too because a unit that is concealed is going to be much harder, obviously, to be hit by all of the finished tanks that are coming in. And I'd rather, if I can, if I can take them out rather easily, then why not? So I'm just going to also roll essentially top, bottom, follow the road for the tanks. The tanks all had to set up in road hexes. You can't choose anywhere else. Technically, they could probably be in bypass, but I didn't do that, so whatever. So I have 10 tanks. So like I said, we'll just do it in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cool. So according to this, we have the first tank is going to be button up. So it is just fine as it is. The next tank will be crew exposed, I believe. Yeah, crew exposed. I guess technically it's still concealed. So we can delete those. Actually, I need to delete whatever. Next up is this bonhomme. I gotta move these guys over. That gets deleted. This guy is crew exposed. There we go. Tank number 4 is unfortunately abandoned. Tank number 5 is abandoned. Number 6 is abandoned. This tank does get a crew and he's button up. And then everybody else is stuck outside of their vehicle. Now, let's see here. Does it say... I might have to... okay, so I might have to actually check something else here. If it's not in concealment terrain, but it's not in LOS, yeah, it's gonna... But it might lose it. Lost automatically. Okay, so yeah, it will technically lose it, I guess. If it's not in concealment terrain within 16. Because the only other thing is F, which that doesn't apply. Cool, and there's nothing there. All right, so we'll play it and say that the tanks that are abandoned, which, you know what, I should get some counters out for them as well. Just gonna be that much easier. Is it abandoned? There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 8. Oh wait, not that one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Right. Oh, right. And then there's 3. So this guy goes there. Perfect. So essentially, I just need to make sure I have a crew that is next to each tank. You have to go there. Essentially, you're good there. You have 2 crews. You're there. Perfect. All right. Solved that problem. So that's the setup essentially. Now the objective for this mission is a little convoluted here for critical hit reasons. The Finns must control G19, building G19 at game end. I hope that everybody can see here G19 has no building. Did they mean H19? Did they mean F19? Did they mean G21? I don't know. I'm going to assume that it is a typo and that they meant F19. Why? Because it's a central building, it's a church. You could have, a guy in the bell tower or whatever with the machine gun shooting, blah, 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 blah. It's the only thing I can think of. Whether or not that's actually the case, I don't care enough to argue it or belabor the point. So we'll just roll with F19 being the victory building. And in fact, I'm just gonna slap a V on there, just so that I'm not confusing it with anything else. So yeah, the Finns need to control G19 to win, or they can choose to gain 16 CVP more than the Russians, as long as they exit one or more AFVs, which must have a functioning MA, along any map edge road hex, i.e. one that exits the map, not simply adjacent to the map edge. I don't know why it says map adjacent to map edge outside of, I guess, Q8, Q9, Q10, but again, why you would ever be out that far or whatever, don't know, don't care. And then no unit may exit prior to turn 4, so there's at least a delay there that exists. So yeah, anyways, that is the game here. I'm gonna put some CVP counters on here so I can track them, and yeah, we'll just see what kind of damage I can or cannot do as the Finns. So turn 1, we're gonna roll for weather. We get no change, which is pretty typical. We go through rally and prep phase because I don't have anything I can really do there. In the movement phase, I mentioned the Finns get winter camo, but we'll see how much that actually matters. So the Finns are going to come from off board. They will assault move into woods and A27. Shouldn't cause them to lose any concealment or anything like that. The first set of tanks is going to move as platoon movement. They will come in for 1, 2, and then 3. The roads are not plowed, but there's no real bonus or negative outside of that, really. They will easily get to see this guy. So does 3 movements. We'll do 4, 5, 6. Do I have anybody that's... I don't have anybody in motion, which is a bit of a pain because I would have to do a motion check. And some of these tanks have not seen anybody. This guy would lose concealment, I believe, at some point. No, because I think, yeah, that's not clean. So this guy's still concealed for now. Anyways, I believe this was 6 or 7, and then we'll just do 8. Turn this guy for 9, and then we'll stop for 10. Don't need to do anything else here. Got a nice little front line, and we'll get to shooting pretty quickly. This guy can see him and that unit, so they will both lose concealment. From here, I should be able to see I-22. I can. So that will lose concealment. This should also lose concealment as well. Keep in mind, because it's a winter scenario, these are only hindrances. It does not block line of sight. There's nothing really for me to shoot at with anybody else. I don't know if... does E21 see this guy? No. Okay. I don't think he would have seen anybody. Next set of tanks, we'll have to pay 3 just to get to the edge. And then we'll pay another 3 to get here, essentially. Where would I like to go with these guys? I will have them so that's 6. That'll be 8, I believe. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and stop for 14. This guy should lose his concealment. Do I see this guy? Yeah. Should also lose his concealment then. I believe because it's automatic and it's not in concealment range. Now, as I stop, this tank can shoot. Now the question is, do I want to... Could I shoot this guy? Maybe. No, I'll just take a shot on... I'll just take that shot. A thing to note about this scenario is that the Russians... Essentially, nobody has any good options against tanks. The Russians have one support weapon. It's a heavy machine gun, and it is not on that side. Despite, you know, what this looks like. Actually, I should do this. And then similarly, the Finns only get 2 support weapons, and it's not really all that fantastic either. So there's not much of a point to shooting or doing much of anything. So tank in H20 will shoot at the tank in J22. I don't believe that's a hit because I have a +2 and I'm small. So no matter what, that's a +3, and there's a +4 for button up. So I can't imagine that's going to be a hit. There is no rate of fire that was achieved anyways. So it will be acquisition, and they'll just leave it at that. In the remaining movement phase, let's do... these guys off board will come in for 1. Now I really have to try and figure out when do I shoot here. So 1, 2, 3. That'll get hindrance, I believe. I don't have anybody else I could really shoot. Yeah, I'll let them get to H24 for 4. I could do that. It is 1 down 1. No, it'd be with hedge. You know what? I will try because there's no real point to keep him concealed. It's a 1 flat. I was close. I will have people know that I was close. Hero off board. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't really need him to go anywhere else. And then the guy with the LMG, they are going to declare CX. 1, 2. This might be the best chance I have. So I'll take a shot with the guy in G22. 2 firepower, but it's still 2 firepower down 2, I believe. It's non-assault movement and open ground. That is, unfortunately, just going to be a pin test check, I believe. Yeah, pin test check. So, leader first. Leader's fine. Squad's fine. That was 2, 3, 4. Could I, if I go here for 3... no, other guys are closer. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 into J24. I think that's the power move here. So that is it for movement. Defensive fire phase. I don't really have any other defensive fire to do. Line of sight's a little critical here. This guy should be marked as first fired. I also don't want to do something crazy like intensive just yet. I need to get crews in tanks, and then I can really worry about doing any sort of shenanigans with that. Sorry, just had to message something or somebody. Is there any other defensive fire stuff? It's really unfortunate because those 3 tanks being abandoned, it's not optimal. Kind of the fact that they're all in segments, and I got really lucky being the tanks that are kind of closest to that. So, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have much in the way of defensive fire to do. Yeah, no. Advanced fire phase. Now, advanced fire phase, everybody is stopped. There's still advanced fire phase penalties, but I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have these 37s are going to shoot. I should probably just have everybody shoot. This guy's up, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have everybody shoot. Okay, so, how do I want this to work? Squad with hero. H24 will shoot at H22. Man, I feel like I should have saved that for a 2-hit. So that is 3.5. It is actually, you know what? It's assault fire, so that's 4.5, which whatever. Plus 3 down 1, so just a plus 2. So 4 on 4.5, or sorry, 6 on 4.5, which is a normal morale check. Which, okay, well, cool. I guess those guys can't. Can crews be ELR'd? I would imagine they can't. Um. Oh my god, why can't I think of. There we go. Experience level rating. Crew types, yeah. Crew types can't ELR. Cool. But that's still amazing for breaking somebody. That's just a half point, so there's nothing I can get out of it. These guys don't really have anything to shoot at. So yeah, tank in I-24 is going to shoot at the abandoned tank in I-22. Nope, didn't break the gun, which is nice. But that is acquisition. Or at least, you know, if it's not acquisition, someone please correct me on this. But because he's stopped, I believe he should be considered as such and get acquisition. But maybe I'm wrong on that one. J23 will take a shot at J21, because why not? No good result either. It'll probably turn out that it's not going to matter anyways. And then J22 is going to take a shot at H20. Doesn't break the gun, but mightily close. Yeah, because I'm going to need to win that gun duel, I believe. Now, for other vehicles, tank in E24 is going to take a shot at G20, because why not? I can't imagine that's going to be a hit, but like I said, it's not about hits for these tanks. It's about getting acquisition. Tank in F24 is going to take a shot at F20. Same idea. And I feel like I probably should have turned this guy's turret, but whatever at this point. Tank against G22. No. Or at least, again, very certain that it's a no, because there's so many modifiers, button up being one of them, shooting in a phase, in the advanced fire phase, is like an automatic +2, and then depending on turret type and all that stuff. So we go to routes for turn 1 fins. I do have one route to make, and I might as well make it and go to G22 just so I can try to get rallied by that leader. In the advanced phase, well, there's a nice little location that's now kind of free, so let's just grab all that. And guys, technically they're not off board. They'll go over there. CC, there's no CC to be done. We go to turn 1 for the Russians. Did I? I did not roll anything for weather, which is pretty typical. Rally phase, try to rally the crew. There is a +4. The leader does not have a modifier, unfortunately. He is not a commissar, so the crew will remain broken. Prep fire phase. In the prep fire phase, let's try. Gotta try knock some stuff out here. So H20 is going to shoot at J22. That is a hit, or at least I can't imagine that's not a hit. It is a hull hit, however. So the turret is going to be fine. And then a 45L at that distance. Yeah, I missed. That is shockingly bad. That is going to be very problematic because that 37L now has a straight shot at him. Is there any other prep fire to do? I mean, I think I will take my chances with the 447, and leader will shoot with them just to prevent any sort of buggery. It's a 4 flat shot, so it is Pintash check, but pretty sure heroes are immune to that, so nothing happens there. Do I chance this? Probably not worth it. Yeah, it's probably not worth it. Excuse me. Is there any other shots to do? Not particularly. Yeah, this is a real cluster because if you move the crews to try to get into the tanks, they're getting exposed. Can you get back into a tank in the advance phase? I'm not sure if you're allowed to. Yeah, it has to be at the start of its movement phase. Okay, well then there's no sense to move any of the crews to the tanks. I will just wait till advance phase. That is a huge bummer. And now everybody's gonna be exposed. Send shit to everything. Okay. Well, um, do I have any other preference to do? No, I don't think so. All right, movement phase. In the movement phase, I'm gonna have this squad is going to assault move to E21. I don't. These guys might see him. I think I get a free LOS check because of it, and they will spot him. So they know, because I could just reveal a 9-1, which is fine. So now this guy knows that they're there. Do I take a shot? I don't really have any reason not to be honest. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, sure. It's a... What was the range on that? 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Okay, so it's a 9 firepower flat. Never mind. Cool. Well, these guys are now free to do whatever, so they are not going to assault move. They will lose concealment as a result. And I need to go... So I have 4 portage points, which means I have 5 hexes I can move. So that's 1, 3, 5. I should be able to get in there. Nobody. Well, actually, I can see them as they get into F20, F19 from F24, but I don't really care to shoot at them, to be honest. They are in a wood building up a hill. Yeah, okay. The tanks, I'm going to do a platoon with these three guys because I don't think I need to do three, but I don't really want to risk anything else or anything less. So they're going to attempt to start. They do, which is great. They'll lose concealment because they are, at least one of them is in line of sight. But these guys, and I can see here already, yeah, so they should just lose it. Um, okay, so they've spent one to start. As they start, I'm going to button these two tanks up because I really don't want to have to deal with them getting shot at or whatever. And then, yeah, you know what? I will do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, maybe, I think. What do we got here? Fully tracked brush 2. Okay, yeah, so 8, 10, and then stop for 11. Now the question is, do I turn? How much would they have spent in line of sight? That would be 4. Yeah, you know what? All these guys are going to attempt a motion. Actually, I think they have to do it all together because they're in a platoon anyways. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this. So they will all get motion. And when you get motion, I believe you're allowed a free turret change. So you will point this way. You will point that way. And you're going to point like that. Cool. It also means that all of their acquisitions come off. Okay. And these guys are stopped. Is there any other movement for me to do? Not really. Nothing of substance because it'll just get me killed. So defensive fire phase. In the defensive fire phase, these guys are all in motion. And I won't get acquisition if I shoot at anybody. That is a really tough question. I wasn't really expecting that sort of thing to happen. Okay, let's do something a little bit easier here. I don't think that I-24 can see G-22, so I'm just gonna do a 1-up-2. No, probably shouldn't be doing those rolls, but whatever. This would be 8 halved. Not really worth it, even on a full squad. I could shoot this halved, and it's not blocked by anybody, so there'd be a hindrance. What are we looking at here? There's a plus. There's 4 firepower. Up 4. No, that's not worth it. I think I'm gonna have to wait on that one. And same thing with this guy. I don't think I really have anything to shoot, so I'll go with the tanks. Tank in I-24 will shoot at its target. That is a hit. It's also rate of fire. 37L. Yeah, it's no matter what, that's a kill. This is a blazing wreck on top of that. And that is Allied Sand doesn't activate. So this tank is just gone. Clone it. We'll put it over here. Wreck it. I could flip that over, but I don't think that's going to matter. Put a blaze counter and It had a working gun. It was a tank, and armor is +1. There's no crew, so it doesn't get an extra +2. Next up, J23 is going to shoot at, yeah, pretty sure it's that guy. J23 is going to shoot at J21. There's +1 for hindrance from the one tank in front of it, +1 for button up. There is -1 for acquisition, so that's exactly 10. And then -1 for distance. So even if I didn't have the prior acquisition, it would still hit. Turret is a 2. That brings the modified number to an 11. There is a... Oh, man, that's 1. Okay, so the 2 kill number starts at 9. This is increased to 10 for having the what am I looking for? Range. Armor brings the 9 to an 11, so it's 1 above on a non-HE. Possible shock, but there is no crew. Can you get a possible shock on a tank that is not crewed? Yeah, I don't think you can shock a crew that does not exist, because the shock is specifically against the crew. If I look for abandoned at the end of their next rally phase, they must roll for recuperation, even if already abandoned before being hit. Wait, so you all... Huh. Any swing versus... Okay, let me see if there's a Q&A for this, because this is... I've never had this happen, technically. Because if there's no crew, then it automatically becomes shocked. Alright. I don't see anything for this. So my gut instinct is that this guy is shot and this guy is shot. My gut instinct is that it would be an automatic shock, because there's no crew, and the point of like the shock is also to not only reflect that the crew is dead, or that like there could be something that's wrong with the tank that makes it so that they're gonna bail out or whatever. That's my assumption here. I could be wrong. Please, if someone knows or has more experience there, please let me know. But that's what I'm gonna go with. It's actually really unfortunate that I blazed this tank, because now J22 is gonna have a harder time. Still gonna try. The smoke is a +2, I believe. There's a +1 for button up. And I think that's it. I think there's just +3. Tank is not small. So yeah, I will hit, because that'll be a 10. 2 kill. Alright, well, that sucks. That's a real bummer. Because that is the tank that had the best opportunity for stuff. Okay, so I need to copy this. That is another dead tank. That is also another burning wreck, which is not what the Russians want. This guy's marked first. This goes away. And they get 5 points for a crude tank that had a functioning main armament. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that's all I can really do for defensive fire phase. Advanced fire phase, I am stopped. This guy technically would have turned his turret. There's no reason not to. This guy's fine. This guy's fine. Is there anything to do in advanced fire phase? I do want to shoot at some finished tanks here. Is there anything that these guys... No, I'm just gonna go with these tanks and see what I can get. So tank in C22 is gonna shoot at F24. Oof. What do we got here? Range is 4. Range is 4. It is moved. It's stopped, so it's not like a crazy malice, but it is still firing in the advanced fire phase. So it's 2 plus, I believe, another 2. So it's plus 4 automatically. It's an 8. It's button up. Plus 2 for it being in motion. So it is going to be a miss, unfortunately. But it's a promising start. Tank in C23 is going to target the closer guy. Definitely not. It won't matter. I do not need to calculate it. And then tank in B23 is also going to shoot at the front guy. There is no rate of fire in the advanced fire phase for vehicles or guns, I believe. So again, it's a plus 4. I didn't get it for the other guy, so I don't think I will get it for this guy either. Because it's a 5, goes up to a 9, button up is 10, plus 2 for movement. Yeah, it's a miss. But, really good rolls, sadly. Hopefully I can continue that. And that'll be it for advanced fire phase, I believe. I can't shoot this in the advanced fire phase. So, routes. Are there any routes that need to be done? I don't believe so. I didn't shoot in here. Did I do the one up 2? I did do the one up 2. So this guy would be defense fired. Because the hero can't cower. So no matter what, it is possible for him to get a normal morale check. And that's kind of what matters the most in this circumstance. Okay, so route phase. You know what? Screw it. The crew is going to run back. I'm going to have the leader go with, because the leader doesn't need to be with this squad. Just needs to be a speed bump. I think that's it for routes, yeah. Go to the advanced phase. Shoot. Okay, so in the advanced phase, we're going to have these guys go there. I believe they would lose concealment because they're going into an open ground. And there's no intervening stuff. So we'll do this. That guy can go into the E20 building. He's fine where he is. I do want this squad to go there. Crew will go into I-21. J-20 crew is just going to stay where they are. I guess I could do this, but that seems so silly. I don't think it's really worthwhile. Also, I did not start a log fog, so I'm a dork. Yeah, so that's advances. I don't think I really have anything else I want to do. CC phase, there are none. And then turn 2 fins. Now, I didn't roll for any fires or anything, fire spreading, because I'm pretty sure you don't roll it on the first turn, even if it's a blazing vehicle. I could have that wrong. It's been a while, but it feels right to me. So, yeah, weather, no change. Rally phase, couple things to do here. We'll try with the fins to repair. They don't get it. They need... Do they get a 3? Yeah. Rally. They will absolutely come back. They don't do heat of battle because they are crews, which is nice for them. And then that goes flipped to an unknown kill, which is still not good. All right, that's it for rally phase. Prep fire. in the prep fire phase. How do I want to do this? Yeah, these tanks essentially don't have targets anymore. Well, that's not technically true, but okay. So tank in I-24 is going to try and shoot the unknown kill. I believe that won't. Yeah, it doesn't touch the blaze. It's still +2 from hindrance and then hindrance from tank. So that's going to be a miss. But there is that happens, which is nice, I guess. 1 up 2. Nope. Tank in J23 is going to shoot at its habitual targets. It's a +2, 1 for button up, 1 for hindrance, -2 for acquisition, -2 or -1 for distance. So yeah, it'll be a hit no matter what. 2 kill is a 9. Pretty sure we've been here before. So I hit turret, which is a +2. Yeah, it's another unknown kill, or possible shock, which I forget. If you are already, flips the unknown kill back to shock, so it just goes back, which is unfortunate. Didn't really want that one, but we'll live, I guess. Tank in J22 is going to shoot at the tank in I-21. Because why not? Actually, you know what? I will shoot the machine guns first. I'm going to be smart here. So that is a 5 firepower up 3? No. And then I will shoot at the tank. The tank will get hit because that's a +3. So it brings it to 8. Distance will bring that back down to a 7. I can't imagine that not doing anything. 37L from 2 hexes is probably going to kill. Yeah, armor, even if armor's 2, which it isn't, it's a 1. Brings that 2 kill to a 7. And I needed a 10 or less. So that tank is Kaputski. We will clone it, bring it over. Same thing as before. Now it isn't a burning wreck, which is nice for the Finns, I guess. And that is another 3 points because tank, armament, and armor. Cool. What else do we got here? What else can I potentially throw away? Okay. So, squad with the machine gun. Ooh, that's very smart. Okay, yeah, I like this idea. I know what I'm going to do with my tanks. I need to sort out what I want to do with my infantry. So my infantry with the CX I can move. That's fine. I don't really know if I can do much else. These guys, I think I just need to move them. Okay, so plan is we're going to move in phase. In the moving phase, I'm going to assault move. Can I assault move with this? Yes. Because that just brings... Yeah. So these guys are going to assault move to A25. I don't think anybody can see them or shoot at them. So they're not going to get shot at. Maybe this guy... No, because it's a coaxial, not a hull mounted. Yeah. Okay, so nobody can shoot those guys, so they get there and they're safe. Hero in I-24 will assault move to H-23 and then stay there. I'm not going to shoot just yet. 6 Warrior Squad in I-24 will go to I-23 as an assault move. I will not take that risk and do an 8 up 1. Is it up 1? No. No, it's down 1. Because non-assault movement. I think that's it. So 3 on 8 is just kind of gross. Is a K2. Their morale check, they are fine, but a that is a CVP. I'd rather not lose that way. And then there's 4 residual, which isn't the end of the world or anything. These guys will lose their CX, and I will assault move them into J22. I don't really need, or not need, but I don't want to shoot with the crews because there's no point. There really isn't much of a point. 1 firepower is not going to go far. Well, 2 firepower, but it's 2 firepower plus 4 or whatever. So, yeah. The tanks. Now, these tanks on the ridge, they're all pointing downhill. So I will have them all move downhill. And they cannot be seen by all 3 tanks. Instead, just tank C23 can see. So, and I will keep it on the tank that he was tracking. But, you know, you'd have to turn his turret, which you can't at the moment. Or at least I'm pretty sure you can't. You don't get a free turret change. So that is 1. And then 2, 3. 2. I don't need to go further. 3. I'll just do this. 3, 3, 3. Yeah, 3 and then 4. 5. So these 2 guys should be able to shoot him. And then he'll have his turret pointed yonder. So that I can shoot this guy. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Is there anybody else to move? No. We'll go to defensive. In the defensive fire phase, I will take a 4 flat. Pin test check. Again, they are unbothered by that, which is really not good. Is there any defensive fire that I can do? I think I should be allowed to turn and shoot. There is going to be some malices to that, but ordnance, it's a +2 for a 1 turn. Oops. +2. And then they did move this turn, so they are considered moving, I guess. It's +4. +5 for button up, -1. Right? 2, 2, 1 for 5 total, -1 for acquisition. Brings that 7 to an 11. Damn it. And I don't have distance. So I will have acquisition, but that's all I can manage. Is there anything else I can do? Well, I can final fire, so yeah. 4 flat against the 248 didn't do anything. Alright, advanced fire phase. I'm a little bummed now that the hero I shot with him. In the advanced fire phase, I will squad with the LMG and leader are going to shoot at the guy, the crew at I-21. That is +4, I believe. That is +5 up 4? No. Okay. Hero will do a 1 up 1. No. Tank in F-23 is going to shoot at C-23. can't imagine that that's a hit. Like I said, it should be +4 no matter what. Tank and G23, same idea. Nope. Damn it. Do they not have bad thing stuff? Of course not. How would they program that in? Main armament malfunction. Get applied. And then G24 will shoot at F20. I believe that should be seeable. Or, oh, I thought that was higher. Never mind. Yeah, he can't see him. I don't know why I was... Okay. Not so good. There we go. And yeah, I don't think I really have anything else. Routes. Is there any routes to do? No. Advances. In the advance phase. Let's do this. I believe... Yeah, everybody has the CX. Which is unfortunate. But I need to take a couple risks here. Can this... Is there any terrain this can spread to? No. Is there any terrain this can spread to? No. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I will have these guys advance. Come on. There. They can advance there. And I can try and destroy the tank, because why not? It's free CVP at that point. Is there anything else? Anybody else I need to try? These guys don't need to move. No. Go to CC. There are 2 CCs. So we'll do the infantry only first. Finns, Russians. So there's no change on either side. Yeah, so there's no ambush. I'm at a 1-to-1 with the Finns. It's a 1-to-1 down 1, I believe. So heroic DRM is applied for each instance, I believe. So the more heroes you have, the more DRMs, heroic DRMs you can apply. Obviously, they're always being risked, but whatever. So yeah, 1-to-1 down 1. If I wasn't CX, that would have been a kill. And then 1-to-1 back. That is a casualty reduction, so random selection. Hero will take a wound check. He's just wounded, which could have been a lot worse. Yeah, without that CX, the Finns would have won. Over here in J21 CC, the vehicle can't do anything. Now, the vehicle is stopped. Technically has no manned weapons. Now, it's not immobilized, but it's not... I mean, there is no unit. So I don't know if it should count as A1161. A1161. Wait, why does this not have... I need to find A1161. That's so weird. Why is that? Am I in... why would that not exist? Alright, whatever. A1161. CC versus... Okay, but is there not a band? What happens to an abandoned tank? I know it obviously doesn't shoot back, but you would think that it might show. Is there a footnote? That's for something else. Temporary driver, vehicle. Yeah, it is assumed to be crew exposed and immobile as long as it is unmanned. Okay. So we go back to our chart. It is unmanned. Yeah, unmanned, CE immobilized. So, what? Okay. So those are cumulative, I guess. So there's a -3 overall, is what I'm understanding here. So, yeah, one for no weapons because they're not manned, one for being abandoned, and one for being immobilized because it's crew exposed. Plus, it's immobile, and you add those separately. If you were crew exposed, you would, yeah, it would apply one, but if you're, yeah, okay. Okay, well, that's interesting. Good to figure that one out. So it's a -3. Now, the squad starts with a CCV value of 5. There is a single man counter with them, which brings that up to a 6. I rolled an 8, -3. That will be a dead tank. I had to work really hard on that one, but you know what? I'm glad it's gone. That's another 3 points for the Finns. Now gaining points is going to be actually tough. That is it for CC. We go to turn 2 for the Russians. Weather, no change. Rally phase. I don't think there's anything for them to rally, so we'll do Finns, repair. Should have rolled it on the other one. Tank, no. Damn it. Yeah, not sure if I would have preferred one versus the other. I think I would have taken the main armament, to be honest, but whatever. Alright, prep fire phase. In the prep fire phase, I don't really want to risk these tanks. It's just not ideal at all. Let's do an easier one. So 4 firepower up, 1 against the single man counter and squad. That is a 6 on 4, which is a normal morale check. So leader, squad, they're both fine. God damn it. Okay, not what I want to see. Oh man. Okay. Is there anything else I can do? Not really. I can either choose to move these guys, which isn't a terrible idea, because I could at least try to prevent them from exiting to a degree anyways. I could still drive over here. I just need one tank. Yeah, let's try it. I think that's the play I need to do here. This guy with the HMG, can I shoot at anybody? I probably, yeah, you know what? HMG is going to take a chance here and shoot down into J21. That is a +3. 2 from Blaze, 1 from TEM, -1. And then, yeah, 8 up 2, I believe. Normal morale check. Is that rate of fire? It is. So, normal morale check. Squad will break. God damn it. Why do my squads always break? I do have rate of fire, and that will not do anything, no rate. Cool. Well, at least it was only a partial issue there. Is there any other prep fires for me to do? I don't believe so. In the movement phase, I'm going to recrew these tanks. Now, for all intents and purposes, pretty sure that takes up all their moves, so they can't do anything. but they are you know, occupied. Um, I might as well assault move these guys to H21. Yeah, this guy's broken, so there's no, you can't really do anything. I'd have to shoot through a lot of smoke, which isn't worth it. These guys will try to flip their switches. Their tanks do work, so they are now in motion. And yeah, I'm going to try the one. That's so they spent one. Sorry, they spent one to start. That'll be 3. Move these to the side here. This guy, actually, this guy could leave it there. Okay, so as this guy gets there, tank in F-23 is going to take a shot. Look, sniper doesn't activate. Okay, so the tank just appeared in view. This is very important. So that's a +3, I believe, to hit. No, +3, because he spent 2 to get there. Okay, so he spent 2 to get there. That is a +3 so far. There's button up. Is there anything else? I don't think there is anything else. And then -1, blah blah blah. So that is a hit. That is a turret hit. God damn it. Okay, well, that's a 45L as well. 45L is a 10. Yeah, no matter what, that is going to be a blazing wreck. God, man, how do I just... How am I so unlucky? Fuck. Okay, you're... He had rate of fire too, so he doesn't get that counter applied. And we do another blaze. That blaze will be able to spread 2 now, which is very problematic. That flips. And that was 5 points. Oh, man. Okay, well, I can already... Yeah, man, how do I turn this around? I don't... Because now I can play keep away. Well, partially anyways. I don't know how good my keep away is going to be. These 2 blazes make a shot from J22 against this tank impossible, or highly unlikely, I guess is the better way to look at it. I don't really have any other movement I want to do, because it's really problematic. Yeah, like, okay, these guys will continue. And that's... Okay, so that happened against this guy. So I can still shoot. And because, like, any other movement would take shots and blah, 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 it seems unfair to give him an extra disadvantage. So the heavy machine gun's going to shoot at the tank. They will get it because it's just some +2 for movement. So the armor on it is a 1 for side armor. An MG is 4. Distance brings that up to a 5. Or sorry, the distance makes that a 6. There's 1 armor, so it's a 3 on 6, which means it also blazes. I can't believe that. That is insane. Wreck. Blaze. Like, the biggest problem, too, with the blaze is that, like, there's not, you can't save the crew. If I can save the crews, then sorry, folks. Busy buzzy phone here. It's important, so I need to take this. Um, okay, so how do I, like, now I just need to play keep away with at least one tank, which isn't impossible, and then not lose a whole ton of CVP, which the heroes don't generate any, which is another bonus for them. Um, yeah. All right, so defensive fire phase, because this guy actually, so this guy can continue. I didn't get rate of fire on this guy, so first fire. So what would I do to continue? Here we go. This was 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Stop for 10. And then we go to defensive fire phase. In the defensive fire phase, I mean, 5 up 4 with machine guns? No. 2 hit. Sniper doesn't activate. It's a hit against the crew. Because I just need an 8. And there's a +5. Actually, the acquisition would bring that down. So there's 1 for hindrance here. Pretty sure it's just 1. Yeah, 1 for hindrance there. +2 for smoke. +4 for the TM. -2. Or sorry, +5 for button up. And it's -2 for distance, so it goes to a +3. And it's a plus, and there's another -1 for distance, like point blank range. So it's a +2. Brings it to a 5. I don't get critical hit, so I guess that's the important part there. 37, yeah, it's nothing. Cool. Is there anything else I can do? I don't really care about shooting with these guys. This tank will shoot at G22. That is a hit, I believe, because it's just +3. So it brings it to a 7. It's not multiple hit, unfortunately, and no real thing going on there. Pretty sure that's all I can do. Advanced fire phase, none. None. Just kind of wallowing in sadness. Oh, man. Okay, well, that's a route phase. I guess technically I skipped route phase. Shouldn't skip that. Route phase, I do have 1 broken unit. Now, yeah, actually, you know what? I could choose something like K24, J24. Yes, I could technically. But, 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4. Yeah, no, I can go into because K22, there's still hindrance, and then I'm outside of range, and then 4. That's gross. All right, well, that guy gets back. Is there any other broken units? No. Cool. Advanced phase. I mean, I might as well try to pressure this. Just like run up to him and be a dork, I guess. Maybe force like CC reaction fire. I don't think that's gonna happen, but these guys will jump into this melee because it seems foolish not to at this point. Yeah, I mean, I think that's all I can really do. Oops. So melees and stuff. There's just the one. The Russians will have, what is it, 10? 10 to 4, so 2 to 1. -1. And then I'd probably just target the 2 squads as the Finns. Okay, never mind. 2 to 1, down 1 is not going to succeed. And that is a 1 to 2 against the both big squads. 1 to 2, down 1. 5 almost got something out of it. Okay. I'm going to take off that CX before I forget. And then we go to turn 3 for the Finns. Turn 3, weather. No change. Almost got Blaze. Gus. Gus would have actually ruined a lot. That happened this past turn. This can't spread anywhere. That can't spread anywhere. This can't spread anywhere. Okay. Cool. Rally phase. In the rally phase, I'm going to try the vehicle first. Son of a... Okay. Man. Everything's going Finn direction here at this point. Rally. Definitely not. That's a 13. There's no way to reject that. Cool. Okay, rally phase is done. Prep fire phase. I mean, there's no point giving them any sort of satisfaction there. I could probably just use these guys to drive off. It's probably not worth it at this point. This guy could prep fire. That is not going to hit any blaze or anything. They're now protected, essentially. Fuck it, why not? Machine gun, definitely a hit. Like I said, that shouldn't touch. Yeah, it doesn't touch it at all. The turret hit, which is... Yeah, it's just a side turret hit, which is a 2. Yeah, okay. So nothing happens there. I do have rate of fire, so shoot again. Another hit and rate. God damn it, why does it have to... I'm pretty sure that won't be a kill. Because the range... Yeah, it's 1 above, 1 over. So nothing happens. I do have rate, so I will hit and rate. No. Hit and rate. No. Hit and rate. No. Hit and rate. No. Hit because of the modifier. 4, we've already been there. It goes up to 6. I needed a 3 essentially, but that's also a very wild statistic there for the heavy machine gun. So that guy's prep fire. Okay. Oh shoot, I won't know how to calculate that. Okay. Prep fire phase. In the prep fire phase, I will, or sorry, movement phase. These guys are going to start. They don't blow up, which is all I was looking for, really. So I started for 1. I need thing here. Your label is now movement points. Okay, so I started for 1. I have 14. So, this, I believe, is 2. I'm not overrunning. Yeah, these that can all go away. That's 2, not overrunning. 3. 4. Right? I'm gonna have one guy attempt CC. You know what? Do they have to suffer a patsy because I'm entering their hex? Probably. I actually don't know if you have to take a patsy for every vehicle that gets into your hex. Yeah, because you have to take a patsy if you go into a vehicle's hex. But if a vehicle comes into your hex, do you not have to take a patsy? I feel like that should be the case, but anyways, whatever. One of the crews will attempt CC reaction fire here. Crew is 4. The vehicle is moving, which is a +2. Kind of annoyed because that would have been an immobilized. But yeah, there's a +2. There is a machine gun. So yeah, there's no other. Yeah, nothing happens. So one of these guys is first fired. So got the 3, and then I turned for 1 for 4, right? Actually 5, because this guy had to turn twice. Okay, 5. 5. This is 7. Next guy will do CC reaction fire. Now there is. I do have to roll a die. That is an elimination. So this guy is imp eliminated. That is 5 points for the Russians, which is unfortunate. 7. There's 9. These guys now can't do anything. Pretty sure you can't CC reaction fire if you're already first fired. That's 9, 10. Yeah, 11, 12, 13, 14 in motion. You know, they did better than I was expecting. But, yeah, wow. Okay. Is there any other movement phase stuff to do? Not particularly. You know what? I probably should have. I would have had to declare that first, I believe. Yeah, okay. These guys are gonna all start for 1. They stall. Because I think it's a dice roll. So they spend 12, I believe, total, because you count the 1 plus the 11. I'm pretty sure. Does it say anywhere specifically? Probably just have to check. Stall. Unless it's multiplied, but I feel like it's just that number. Stall. Ah, come on. Really? You're not gonna... Yeah, okay. So 1 delay, DR plus start. Okay. So yeah, it costs 12 to start, which really sucks. 13. You do that, you do that. And then 14 to stop. I think that's about as much as I can do, considering that terrible roll. Defensive fire phase. In the defensive fire phase, the Russians have no shots. I mean, no practical shots, anyways. I could technically try to YOLO the 2 hit. No. Okay. Not as much as I could try. Yeah, and these guys will have to platoon movements. Yeah. Advanced fire phase, none. Routes, none. I don't. Is there? No. That guy didn't get shot at. There's no real point to shoot at him. Advanced phase, none. I guess technically this guy can move back, but there's no points. This tank is stopped, so. CC phase, there is one CC. We will do a 1 to 2 down 2. God, that is a casualty reduction. Man, I am so sad I didn't get to do other stuff. Okay, casualty reduction. Random selection. Top guy is now half squad. Which sucks, because, yeah, that is more losses that they don't want to take. That would still be a 2 to 1, no modifier. And that will kill everybody. So these guys are all dead. That is only worth 1 CVB. Wait, did I add the CVB to the other? Yeah, oops. So, this there. Okay. This melee goes away. And that's it. We go to Russian turn 3. Oh, Blaze. No. Because it's -3. Yeah, nothing happens. Weathers, no change. Rally phase. There's only one rally thing to do, and he comes back, which is very unfortunate. Prep fire phase. One, two, three, four, five, six. 6 firepower. Up 3. Yeah, that should be fine. There's Blaze here. Yeah, 6 up 3. 9 on 6 is a miss. I do rates. 6 up. Wait. 6 on. It was pin test check because it was. I'm on 8. He's fine. He's fine. Sniper doesn't activate. 6 up 3. Cool. That will be a 5 on 6, which is a 1 morale check. Leader breaks. Squad breaks. Alright, cool. Don't know how this always happens to me. Sniper doesn't activate. Do have rate? No. Cool. Man, I just... Fins, you're supposed to be good at this. Alright. That's it for prep fire, I believe. Movement phase. One, 2. Because nobody can stop them. So 2. These guys have to start. They start. They're now mobile. 2, 3. This is 6. Pretty sure it's 6. 9. And then 12 in motion. Yikes. Do I try to chase down these tanks? Start for 1. He starts. Hit. Side turret. No. Do have rate of fire. So he's in motion for 1. Or started for 1. 2. We'll take a second shot. No, and I break it. We'll just mark on that. Then 3. I'm going to declare a shot. Well, this guy would... do I turn him in? I just stop him. I would just stop him, and then I would take the shot there. Huzzah. No. Pretty sure there's no way that's a... No. I can't imagine that would happen. He would have spent 2... Nah, because I have to do it the other way. Cool. You know what? This tank will do this same idea. He will turn twice, shoot. Oh, man. Okay, so ordnance +4 for turning 2 hexes. No, it's +3 for turning 2 hexes. Was I pointed? Yeah, no, I do have to turn 2. Yeah, I do have to turn 2. Okay, so yeah, it's +3. He's now stopped. Fuck, that might be a hit on his roll to kill. Okay, so goddamn math. So technically he's stopped because I did pay stop. I don't understand how you can stop and not be be non-stopped. That seems silly to me. So he stopped. It's +3 for turning the turret, +1 for button up. So it brings the 6 to a 10. There'd be a plus because he's not a moving vehicle anymore. He stopped. So yeah, there'd be a +2. Maybe you could argue for a +2. I don't see how that would. If he stopped, he's not moving anymore. I think that's a hit, which is very annoying because that 6 is increased to an essentially, so 45L is a 10, increased to 12. Oh, really? So it's another burning rack? Again, I'm very comfortable in saying, or I'm fairly comfortable, I shouldn't say very comfortable, fairly comfortable in saying that I'm getting these dynamics right. I still, yeah, the whole moving thing and all that's very annoying to try and mentally make out, but God, if that's the case, then holy Christ, this is kind of ridiculous. That's it for movement, honestly. I guess I could just, shunt everybody down here. Yeah. I don't think it really matters, but whatever. Defensive fire phase. No. Just no. Advanced fire phase, I don't really have anything. I really don't think I have anything. Routes, I mean, these guys just have to route to N22. They can't go further. Advances. So I believe crews don't get to advance for free. I think that's the thing. If I'm wrong about the vehicle entering their location, at least they still have to pass a patsy, and I believe, yeah, must first switch failure comes pinned, fanatic, berserk, and single man counters. So they are not either of those 3. So task check, no, task check. So one guy will get into M23, and then he's considered pinned. Let's spread this around to do this and this. I have to do a patsy with the half squad. Doesn't make it. The crew also doesn't make it. Cool. They are both pinned. And this guy died. Okay. Things are not going well. Or the Ruskies. Alright, CC phase. In the CC phase, we'll do the Single man counter first. Alright, he is casualty reduced or killed. I forget. Small arms. Casualty reduction. Huzzah. He's dead. Alright, cool. That's... We're just expediting points to the Finns at this point. Over here, CC. 9 is not going to do it no matter what. I do have machine gun. Machine guns, they are in motion. So it is half firepower. So 5 half to 2.5. There's nothing else that you can really do. So it's 2 to 1, I believe is how that would work out. And that's going to be a kill on the crew. For another point. And at this point, we go to turn 4. And the pins come off and all that. But honestly, the issue here is that you would need to blow up both tanks. And while it is feasible to kill M23, the tank there, it is impossible to kill the next one because the building will provide blind LOS. These guys are all in motion. This guy probably wouldn't be able to see him. Can't really damage him from that distance anyways. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that it is probably game over. Not to mention that I could simply start these guys up and have them exit. And if I exit, like, there would only be one machine gun possible to shoot at them. Everybody else, I'm pretty sure, is blind hexes, or once you get up, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I can afford one tank loss and still be able to get away with it. So I think it's fine to say it is game over at this point. Because it is win immediately as long as I exit. So, regardless of anything else, I guess we'll do rally. Doesn't work. For the leader, squad doesn't matter. Cool. Try to repair. Nope. Heavy machine gun goes away. Which is a bummer, but whatever. Prep fire phase. There's nothing for me to prep fire. All these tanks are pointing in the wrong directions anyways. So movement phase, we'll just do this because it's academic. So 1. Cool. Machine gun? Can I get anything? Let's, before I start rolling stupid stuff here. There's a 2-hit. There's a lot of pluses. Blah, blah, blah. Machine gun. I'm not in a position to get any bonuses, but I am shooting from... I am shooting the rear. So, okay. I will shoot with the tank first. Didn't get it. Cool. I will shoot with this tank, I-21 second. 2-hit is... So, automatically there is a... you double the lower number as per the counter. So that is a 2. So it's a 6 to an 8. The vehicle is moving, so it's a +2, brings it to 10. Button up is 11, and then 2 hindrance at least. Well, even just 1 hindrance, so that's a miss. I can't imagine this guy's going to do any better. Machine gun? Alright, well, like I said, academic at that point. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, off for 5. And that's it. That's the game immediately. Very interesting scenario. I don't know if I should say a lackluster ending or whatever, or it's tough to rate this sort of scenario. I like it for how unique it is. I think, I think Critical Hit in their design of the scenario, they should have cropped it. There's no point to ever have anything up here. It doesn't affect anything. It's a little awkwardly written with regards to, like, you set up at the start, but then your crews could, quote-unquote, disappear because you have to set them, you then put them in the tanks. So there's a lot of, like, put units on board just to remove them. Not sure, like, you could just say, the Russians must roll, during their setup, they must roll to see if they get a 1, 2, or 3, blah, blah, blah. I can only imagine that you would make the rolls happen after setup so that one player could say, hey, look, I've rolled these dice in front of you so that you can't blame me for cheating. I mean, I don't really see how else you can bring that about. It seems like a very strange sequence to set it up that way. Maybe I'm wrong, or maybe I'm just like reading into it too much. That's entirely possible. Um, but yeah, it's an interesting scenario. I will repeat that ad nauseum. Um, I like the scenario objectives because you can either go gung ho on the building, which presumably is F-19. You go gung ho on the building, or you say you go for CVP from early kills. So you can either slug it out for the 6 turns for the Finns, or you can kind of dine and dash and get away. Um, it's nice to see some heroes. I had tank hunter heroes, didn't use them. Frankly, I think that's just a couple extra rules that I just didn't really want to focus on or learn for tonight. ELR is not super crazy. I don't think I had a main squad break. I think it just got casualty reduced. Um, yeah, like snipers didn't come into play just because the low rolls followed by high rolls, anyways. Um, Winter camouflage doesn't really. I don't. Maybe that's like a you can advance in open ground and not be affected. I don't know. I don't really know how much of it I would care to ever do, or whatever. Um, I think the only thing that I dislike, if anything, about this scenario is that the Finns have to come in from a road hex, and that's like from the same one road hex, and I think that is kind of just annoying because sure you could come in on A22 or A18, but the unless the Russians like set up, how many hexes away from GF20? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, like you can set up on the bridge, and that's as far as you can go. But then you can't have a crew there, so you can only set up in J21. That's as far as you can go. You can technically, well, no, not even. Yeah, like you kind of have to keep. This is why the rules, the SSRs for setup is bad, because you can't set up in certain locations without the crew being in the tank, because otherwise they have to be adjacent in a building, but you didn't roll for the building before or after. That's silly. Take that away or modify it, and the scenario is a little bit better for it or less confusing. But yeah, like you're kind of constrained as the Russians because there's not enough road hexes for them to set up in that are adjacent to buildings, and then the Finns have to come in one or two locations essentially, because if you come in from A22 or A18, you're immediately going uphill in snow. Sure, there's road, but then you're overrunning, or you're just like in the same hex as a bunch of other tanks. And I can see that being very disastrous depending on how the abandonment rolls plural go for you. So yeah, that's probably the only thing I would really that's kind of like wishy-washy about the scenario that I dislike. But outside of that, small scenario, plenty of fun action with tanks. Not tanks that you see all that often. Usually, like you don't really see the captured T-26s that are pressed into finished service, especially not this time of the timeline. So yeah, interesting enough. I would give it. I don't remember. I don't think we've played any other scenario from this pack, so I'm gonna withhold any sort of judgment on this pack for now. But yeah, interesting enough. Yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else here. Couple Hungary. Yeah, I mean it's a varied pack, so it's all right. Anyways, that is it for tonight. As always, thank you for joining and all the shenanigans. I hope everybody had a lovely 2024. This is obviously, I'm not streaming tomorrow, or I don't plan on streaming tomorrow anyways. So I hope everybody had a lovely 2024. I hope 2025 brings only positives, or at least a better situation for all people involved. Um, yeah, let's try to survive this and make it through another one. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating, commenting. Uh, it This project is long. We're 1940. We're getting there. We're very close to Danish, Norwegian, all that sort of fun stuff with the Germans. So I look forward to seeing, yeah, anybody who wants to participate. Rob, I haven't heard from you for a little bit, but the same goes to you and everybody else I've played, and potentially the people in the future that I will play. Thank you. It really means a lot to me that people spend time playing this silly game, especially doing it in the way that I'm doing it, which is chronologically, because there's a lot of fun stuff that we're not going to see for a long time. A lot of the a lot of stuff that people might find memorable, not going to see for a bit. So that's it's the handicap that I've chosen, but it's been an incredible journey so far, and I am excited for many more years of this. So happy New Year to everybody, and I will see you in 2025.